There is something living inside you right now that is older than language, older than civilization, older than any story ever written. It has survived ice ages, migrations across unknown continents, and the collapse of entire worlds. And most people go their entire lives never knowing it is there. Scientists discovered something hiding in human DNA that completely changed how we understand who we are and where we came from. Locked inside the mitochondria, a tiny structure found in every cell of your body, is a strand of DNA passed from mother to child, almost perfectly unchanged across thousands of generations. Every single person alive today can trace that maternal line back to a small group of women who lived in Africa roughly 200,000 years ago. Not symbolically, literally, you are their continuation. At one point in our species' history, the total number of human beings on Earth may have dropped to just a few thousand individuals. A catastrophic volcanic eruption so massive it darkened the sky for years nearly ended everything. Nearly ended you. Every ancestor between that moment and this one had to survive, find food, find another person, and bring life forward against famine, disease, and centuries of uncertainty. And not one of them failed. What happened next is one of the most remarkable journeys in human history. Small groups, sometimes numbering in the hundreds, began moving out of Africa, across the Arabian Peninsula, into Asia and Europe. Some crossed land bridges that no longer exist. Some built rafts and crossed open ocean to reach islands thousands of miles away. They did all of this without maps, without compasses, without any certainty of what lay ahead. And every group that split off carried a slightly different genetic signature inside their DNA, a biological marker of exactly which branch of the human family tree they grew from. That signature is still inside you right now. When researchers began comparing these genetic signatures across populations, they discovered something that tends to stop people cold. Even groups separated by entire oceans and thousands of years of completely different history shared segments of their genetic code, not because of recent contact, because of ancient common origin. The diversity we see today, different languages, different faces, different traditions, is simply 200,000 years of adaptation to different environments. Beneath those adaptations, the underlying architecture is almost identical. When geneticists compare the DNA of any two human beings chosen at random from anywhere on Earth, they find that we are roughly 99.9% identical at the genetic level. What looks like difference on the surface is, biologically speaking, almost nothing at all. There is one final layer most people never consider. Every person alive today is descended from survivors. Your ancestors survived plagues that wiped out half of entire continents, wars that erased whole civilizations, and conditions that modern humans can barely imagine enduring. Research into epigenetic inheritance suggests that the experiences of your ancestors may have literally shaped the biology you were born with. The resilience that appears when you least expect it, the deep wordless recognition you sometimes feel meeting a stranger. Some of that may be older than your own lifetime. You are the current endpoint of an unbroken chain of survival stretching back through ice ages, migrations, and near extinctions to the very first people who stood on the African savanna and looked at the horizon and decided to keep going. Whatever you are carrying right now, whatever feels heavy or uncertain, remember it has already passed through hands far more desperate than yours, and somehow, impossibly, it reached you whole.